From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
So you're thinking at this point the fair is probably not going to happen?
Well, I know how I'm going to have to vote. The town needs the people, the volunteers, to help put their lives back together.
A town torn apart and its biggest event up in the air. The people of Bloomsburg are piecing their lives back together after last week's devastating flood. Tonight, News 13 heads to Columbia County to find out what's next for the people of Bloomsburg. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, last week's devastating flood damaged countless homes and displaced thousands of people. Bloomsburg was one of the hardest hit areas, and today, days after the flood, people are busy putting their lives back together. As you know, the Bloomsburg Fair is supposed to take place in just 11 days. News 13's Nikki Cry spoke with fair officials who tell us the town's biggest event may be canceled for the first time in 157 years.
We had 7 feet of water in our basement, and we had a finished basement, and I run a preschool in my home.
Lisa Dorschler and her family spent the day airing out their possessions after last week's flood damaged their Bloomsburg home. It's
been emotional and hard watching your friends go through this too, and your neighbors, but really, you know, in the end, I'm grateful that we're okay.
A lot of families in Bloomsburg are facing similar situations. No running water or electricity in almost a week. And for some, no house to live in. A week after the devastating flood, the town is still almost unrecognizable. People tell me they wouldn't get by without help from volunteers.
Those of us employees and volunteers who are not working on their own property would help with the community. So today we're here and do what we can.
In just 11 days, the town's biggest event is set to take place. But with all of this damage all around me, everyone's wondering, is the Bloomsburg Fair going to be able to happen? It hasn't been canceled in 157 years, but the fairgrounds have never looked like this. Computers and other equipment at the fairgrounds are ruined.
We did a lot of improvements this year, and it's all down the drain right now. It's all wasted, lost.
Bill Barrett is the superintendent of traffic and parking at the Bloomsburg Fair. The decision of whether or not to hold the fair will weigh heavily on safety issues.
Health problems. I mean, we got to do lime, we got to do Clorox of buildings. We got a lot of disinfectant to do. And it's hard to get this thing in shape for 1 week because you have a week of vendors setting up. And the grass is so muddy right now. There's 6 inches of mud in the grass.
In order to make the 2011 fair possible, dozens of volunteers would be needed to help clean up. But Barrett tells me that's not number one on the priority list.
Help your families and your friends first. Don't worry about the fair. This is really the first time I've been saying this. I was pushing to help the fair for a while, but I don't think we're going to make it.
But how would the Bloomsburg economy fare without the fair?
You got vendors that count on the fair for a living. You got the town of Bloomsburg that relies on the tax money to help run the town of Bloomsburg.
Barrett says that if the committee votes to cancel the fair, they may possibly hold a smaller carnival once the damage is fixed. The final decision will be made tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
No matter what the fair board decides to do, it's the wrong answer. We're not going to satisfy everybody.
Barrett also told me if the fairgrounds get in shape for 2012, it should be the best year yet. In the community of Bloomsburg, I'm Nikki Kreis for News 13.
Devastating. Nikki tells me these people are in desperate need to get any help wherever they can, whether it be cleaning supplies or just plain manpower. There are lots of ways you can help the flood victims. Check out the Standard Speaker, your local chapter of the American Red Cross, or social networking sites like Facebook or Twitter. And it's hard to believe we were just looking at the town of Bloomsburg. Unbelievable and simply devastating. Flood victims will need all the help they can get, and the president has heard their cries and has seen the images of the destruction. President Barack Obama has officially declared Pennsylvania to be a major disaster area. That declaration opens up the state for funding help from the federal government to help clean up, rebuild, and bring back areas affected by the raging rising waters. Those who were flooded out of their homes continue to pick up the pieces as the cleanup is still in its early stages. But they're happy to hear the federal assistance, which can range from grants for temporary housing or repairs to low-cost loans to cover insured, uninsured, or underinsured folks. It can also include other things like medical costs, clothing, and even equipment and materials purchased before the president's declaration. And the president's right-hand man, Vice President Joe Biden, will visit a hard-hit area of the Wyoming Valley on Friday. Congressman Lou Barletta did issue a statement that the vice president will be in West Pittston, Luzerne County, to tour flood damage on Friday, although he knew no other additional details regarding when the vice president would arrive that day. One McAdoo business owner is doing what he can for all of the flood victims. A benefit will be hosted at the Strand this week. Our Christina D'Amato explains how you can support the Wilkes-Barre chapter of the American Red Cross. The chapter is helping those affected by the flood.
With last week's devastating floods, communities are looking to help others as they pick up the pieces and clean up from the waters. Joining me is John Shigo. He is the owner from the Strand here in McAdoo. And John, you actually have a benefit going on. You're going to be collecting cleaning supplies, collecting donations, and helping out those who need a little extra help at this time. Tell me about, on Friday first, the roller skating benefit you're going to have.
We'll start with the benefit on Friday. It's going to be roller skating benefits this Friday, September 16th. It's going to be from 6 till 9 p.m. here at the Strand in McAdoo. Basically, it's going to be a $5 donation to get in. Now, if somebody doesn't have that, anything's more than welcome. And that money is going to be going to the American Red Cross Wilkes-Barre chapter to help out with the flood victims locally.
And you want folks to, if they could, to bring any cleaning supplies or donations, and you're going to kind of be a drop-off point as well.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, from this evening on, the lobby's open Monday through Friday from 5 to 9 p.m. We're going to have a drop-off box inside the lobby for cleaning supplies. So anyone could just pop in, drop off some cleaning supplies. They need everything: brooms, mops, bleach, any kind of things to clean up mud, flood. Mm-hmm. And then we also have monetary donations will be accepted when the rinks open at the snack bar.
It's very easy for folks in the Greater Hazleton area, the people of McAdoo, the people of Hazleton, just to come here at the Strand and drop off items. Like you were saying, John, they need everything from gloves to garbage bags to paper towels. These people have nothing. Their homes are destroyed. They have
nothing, and one way to look at, we might have had a couple inches of water or something in the basement, very minimal. These people lost everything. Their first floors, their living rooms, they have to throw everything away. So we're very lucky down this area. We have cleaning supplies on our shelves. A lot of stores up there are running out of cleaning supplies. We could donate it. This is one simple way we could help. It's all going up to Wilkes-Barre. I'm probably going to deliver everything personally at the end of the weekend, myself up to Wilkes-Barre.
Well, John, thank you so much for helping others, and I think that this benefit is going to be a big success.
Thank you.
Okay, so we invite everybody to come out. Friday's the roller skating benefit. If not, you could stop by the Strand all this week and drop off cleaning supplies or monetary donations. Here in McAdoo for News 13, I'm Christina D'Amato.
Christina and John, thanks so much. In other news tonight, a young woman who hails from our area was killed after being hit by a car in Alexandria, Louisiana. 21-year-old Ashley Quinn was hit and killed by a vehicle along an Alexandria interstate. Quinn is from West Hazleton but was living in Louisiana and we're told recently had a baby. Police in Pineville, Louisiana tell us Quinn was struck by a vehicle driven by a 25-year-old woman early Saturday morning. Quinn graduated from Hazleton Area High School in 2008. Funeral arrangements for Ashley are being handled by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home in Hazleton. Well, news from the Hazleton Area School District is straight ahead tonight, along with a cool down in the forecast. Get that light jacket ready. Fall lake conditions are coming our way. And later tonight, he's our hometown slugger, and now he's in the big leagues. Russ Kanzler dominating on the diamond and now officially a Tampa Bay Ray. We were there for his big MLB appearance.
Stay tuned for great local programming all night long right here on SSP TV. At 7 o'clock, it's the Sam Losan Show. Join Sam as he talks with Elaine Palance. 7:30 is Inside Scoop. Political analyst Rick Morelli, Mike DeCosmo, and Dr. Dave Sorshaw talk politics on a local and a national level. 8 o'clock is Feeling Good. Join host Dr. Choba Thiel and Debbie Losan as they discuss chiropractic care and total body wellness. 8:30 is Law Talk. Attorney Conrad Falvello, a fourth-generation lawyer, offers legal advice on a variety of issues. 9 o'clock is a rebroadcast of the Sam Losan Show, and at 9:30 is the Dr. Mead Show. Join Dr. Mead as he shows you how to live a healthy lifestyle. And don't forget about the rebroadcast of our news at 6, 10, and 11:30.
You're watching News 13, brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker with Janine Mazurkevich, Kristen Bazinski, Christina D'Amato, and Nikki Grimes.
At Bucci Laser Vision, our goal is simply to make people see. As a matter of fact, our mission statement is only 5 words. We want to restore, enhance, and preserve vision for our patients.
Experience the freedom of great vision by calling Bucci Laser Vision at 1-877-DR-BUCCI.
It really is custom vision. He develops a plan made just for you and for your life. And I would not trust my eyes to anyone but Dr. Bucci.
Groceries Plus is celebrating 20 years of business, offering made-to-order hoagies, daily lunch specials, a wide variety of snacks, coffee any size just 99 cents, and your Pennsylvania lottery. Check out the newest edition, Sudzer's Beer to Go, and pick up 6 and 12 packs for your outdoor picnics and other functions. So stop by and ask about the specials for the entire month. Groceries Plus celebrates its 20th anniversary.
As classes continue here in the Hazleton Area School District, probably for students their favorite time is lunch time, and there's lots of healthy items on the menu. Sue Farrow is a director of food services here in the district. Sue, let's talk first about the Fruits and Vegetables Grant. What is that all about?
It's a federally funded program which starts today. There are a variety of fresh fruits and vegetables served to the students at both Arthur Street and Arthur Street Annex. 3 times a week, the students will be able to try anything from nectarines, pears, apples, a variety of fresh vegetables, squash, corn, items like that. This will run throughout the school year. The nutrition group, along with Hazleton Area School District, in partnership with Smart Partner and Kegel's Produce, we do a variety of different programs with the nutritional information, morning announcements, distribute the snacks to their classrooms.
Sue, it's kind of a way for the little ones, too, to be introduced to these new fruits and vegetables and try things new that they haven't had before.
Right. This is a way for them to experience the different things that they don't get at home, like you said. It also helps them get the number of fruits and vegetables that they need in their daily allowance. It's also good for the childhood obesity. If the kids try different fruits and vegetables throughout the day here at school, they might be more apt to try these at home and get their parents to purchase these things at the store. It is good for the wellness policy that we do have here at the school as well.
Now let's talk also about the free and reduced lunch program, because there's healthy options available for breakfast and for lunch here in the district.
We do have the program at breakfast time. There's a variety of things the kids can choose from. We have hot and cold breakfast, as well as we have hot and cold lunches. If you think that your family does qualify for free or reduced lunches, you are asked to please fill out the applications as soon as possible and get them into the school so that your children can have these meals that we do serve. If they do apply for free and reduced, and they do get that, they can get the breakfast program every morning. It is available unless there's a 2-hour delay at that time. We would not serve serve breakfast, but it is a good opportunity for families to come in to get these meals, so that they don't have to pay for them, because it is at a lesser price.
I know those packets were given out at the beginning of the school year. In case some parents lost them, could they just call the district?
They can get them online if they have access to online. They can also get them through the district here at the main office. I know that there is a 30-day cutoff period, and it is something that you do have to fill out yearly.
Thank you so much, Sue, for filling us in on healthy eating here in the district.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm Christina D'Amato for this week's Super segment, and now I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Christina, thanks so much. Well, we heard from some school board members on Monday about their reasons for removing Sam Marolo from his position within the Hazleton Area School District. It's a one-year paid leave of absence. According to the agreement, Marolo will be paid his current salary of $130,000. In addition to the salary, Marolo will also be paid for unused vacation days, sick days, and personal days, as well as payments for foregoing medical insurance. At a forum last week, News 13 asked board members how they can justify paying someone in the district thousands of dollars not to work. Here's what Director Rob Mahalik had to say.
The agreement was a buyout of his contract, and buyouts are in the news. Of course, we've seen them happen in Philadelphia, seen them happen in Allentown. I think when you compare the buyout of Mr. Marola's to other superintendent buyouts, it was a fair bargain on everybody's part. It's hard to justify. It's painful in these times to pay someone to not come to work. There's times when a board and a superintendent will come to an understanding that this just is not working, and to continue in something like this isn't going to benefit our kids, isn't going to benefit our schools, and ultimately won't benefit our community. And I think we reached that mutual agreement as a board. And as a superintendent, I think Mr. Marolo realized that he was at that point. So, yeah, it's very hard to justify. And I guess in the long run, we are hoping that this will make us more efficient, more effective as a district, and possibly maybe, down the road, we'll be running more as a board of 9 and a superintendent who's part of that as well.
On Wednesday, we'll hear from school board members as they respond to Sam Marolo's comments made on our show Inside Scoop about possible litigation against individuals on the school board for comments made to the media. One Hazleton Area school is helping students and their family to save money on utility bills and have an energy-efficient home. The PPL Take Action at Home seminar will happen tomorrow night at Heights Terrace Elementary Middle School from 6 to 7. Parents will receive an energy technology kit valued at $20. Heights parents are encouraged to attend so that the school can earn an educational grant. To reserve your spot, give Mr. Latella a call tomorrow morning or in the afternoon at 459-3221. The Take Action at Home program will benefit not only you, but the community as well. Right to your winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played, and if you did, please share with your favorite news people. That would be us here at News 13. Daily number 940, Big 40711, Quinto 57931. And treasure hunt 8, 13, 15, 23, 27. I did call us news people. That's pretty funny. All right, good luck. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Good evening, everyone. Here's your schedule for Wednesday. Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. A happy 3rd birthday to Nicole Bobish. This wish comes from your mommy, daddy, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. And now for tonight's Talk of the Town. There will be a suicide prevention and awareness walk at the Hometown Farmers Market on Saturday, September 17th. Register at 1, the walk's at 2. Register at outofthedarkness.org or call 668-6450. And the 22nd Annual Hegan's Arts and Crafts Fair. This will be on Saturday, September 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located on Route 25, just off I-81, exit 112. Come see 200 selected craftsmen from PA and neighboring states. For more information, please call 570-682-9541. And that's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 extends our deepest sympathies to the family and friends of these recently departed. Mary E. Koval of Hazleton. The funeral will be on Wednesday at 9 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call today from 6 to 8 p.m. Barbara Cossack-Whitaker of Covington Township. A memorial mass will be on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. from the Holy Mother of Sorrows Polish National Catholic Church. Mary Lou Duggart of Shenandoah. The Walukovich-Orvitz Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Mary Ann Avilian of New Cokesville. The funeral will be on Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. from the Firo Funeral Home. Friends may call today from 6 to 8 p.m. And Roy P. Peterson of Drums. The arrangements are incomplete and will be announced at a later date. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop on 15th Street in Hazleton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111.
When your car has seen her last mile, you want to make sure her old parts and fluids go here and not here. At Harry's U-Pull-It, we dispose of your old car parts the right way, recycling every piece possible. From parts to fluids, when you bring your old car to Harry's, you'll know that our state-of-the-art system is keeping your footprint as green as possible. Harry's U-Pull-It.
Do you want the area's best selection of beer in cases and kegs? Well, you've got it at JoJo's Beverages on the Airport Beltway. All the best brews, no extra charge for cold ones, and over 300 varieties by the cases, plus kegs and lottery. We also carry Tom Hicken bottled water and great spring water. So when it comes to where you go for your brew, go to JoJo's Beverage, owned and operated by Joe Nemchek, a Nemchek family company, on the Airport Beltway in Hazleton, open 7 days a week.
Well, let's take a look at the beautiful sky this afternoon over West Hazleton. The sky can't get much bluer and the clouds can't get much fluffier. Is that a word? Well, it was a near perfect day in Greater Hazleton, but we should prepare ourselves for a bit of a cool down. We'll see mostly clear skies for tonight. We'll dip down to 57 tomorrow. We're still going to be in the 70s, 74 with sunny skies. So kind of a carbon copy of today, but live at 5:30, we're going to tell you about that dip into the low 60s just in time for our Thursday and Friday. Forecast Live at 5 brought to you by Valmont Auto Sales, Route 93, West Hazleton. If you're looking for a new set of wheels, Valmont is the place to go. Head there and tell them News 13 sent you. All right, even though the weather was nice outside today, before we know it, there will be snow on the ground. So to avoid any cabin fever when the cold weather hits, folks from the Hazleton YMYWCA have a great deal for you. For the rest of the year, they are waiving the $50 new member fee for anyone who comes in and signs up for a membership. Folks from the Y say they know that times are tough and want to be there for the community.
You could come, you could work out in the fitness center, you could swim in either one of our pools. We have 2 pools. You could play racquetball, you could go in the basketball gym. There's so many different things that you could do there. So we don't know if the community knows all that, so we want to help them, and we want to help them to, if you're not a member, to get healthy. And when you come in and you sign up for the membership, we're going to take away that $50 new member fee. And it's $50 for adults, and it's $25 for seniors, and it's $10 for the youth and teen memberships. So it's up to $50 savings.
And the Y is also filled with a lot of exercise equipment like bikes, treadmills, and elliptical machines. There are also classes to keep you healthy and in shape. Just check out the Y's website to learn more about all of those programs. All right, that does it for the Live at 5. More news is still straight ahead. Check out News 13's brand new website at ssptv.com. You can check out the news there 24 hours a day. Also, if you're not our friend yet, make sure you send News 13 SSPTV a friend request on Facebook. We keep you up to date on new news and events happening in our area. The Standard Speaker and Citizens Voice are also online with breaking news as it happens on a local, county, and state level. Stay with us here on News 13. We're back in just a few.
I'll tell you of a kingdom from another place and time.
A land where you can go to leave your troubles far behind.
A world of mirth and merriment, where magic fills the air. A kingdom called the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. So bring your friends and family and cast away your cares. Let all of us be merry at the Renaissance Fair.
Discount coupons for participating Burger King locations. Visit PARenfair.com.
Is anyone ready when you are? How about your doctor or lawyer, your contractor, husband or kids? Is their time really more valuable than yours? We don't think so. The Wire guys always have time for you. For lighting or standby generator, we're there. Wiring upgrade or renovations, no problem. New appliances or media room, we're ready to hook you up. Call us for an immediate appointment. We won't make you wait, and everything's guaranteed.
The Wire guys!
Hello, senior citizens of the Greater Hazleton Area. As your state representative, it is part of my job to keep you informed about the many state programs designed to help you and improve your quality of life. With that in mind, I am hosting a Senior Expo on Thursday, September 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hazleton Laurel Mall. The expo will feature exhibitors who will provide information on benefits and services available to senior citizens in Pennsylvania. In addition, a special appearance of the Department of Veterans Affairs Mobile Veterans Center will be stationed outside the mall this year. Admission to the Senior Expo is free. The Senior Expo is an opportunity for you and your family to get important information on the many programs available to you. I hope this event will spread the word about these programs and services and will help older residents improve their quality of life. For more information about the Senior Expo or any other state-related matter, please call my district office at 570-453-1344. I look forward to seeing you at the Senior Expo on September 15th. Thank you.
Savings of the Green Sale event is now in progress. Experience tomorrow's technology today with Earthwise vinyl windows and doors installed by Just Windows and much, much more. Saving energy daily translates into saving money, and saving Mother Earth for tomorrow's generations of homeowners is priceless. So take the leap to more eco-friendly homes with an environmentally friendly windows and doors from Just Windows and much, much more.
Ashley, you forgot about free estimates.
Come on, man. Call today for a free estimate. Tell them Ashley sent you.
When your car has seen her last mile, you want to make sure her old parts and fluids go here and not here. At Harry's U-Pull-It, we dispose of your old car parts the right way, recycling every piece possible. From parts to fluids, when you bring your old car to Harry's, you'll know that our state-of-the-art system is keeping your footprint as green as possible. Harry's U-Pull-It.
Groceries Plus is celebrating 20 years of business, offering made-to-order hoagies, daily lunch specials, a wide variety of snacks, coffee any size just 99 cents, and your Pennsylvania lottery. Check out the newest edition, Sudzer's Beer to Go, and pick up 6 and 12 packs for your outdoor picnics and other functions. So stop by and ask about the specials for the entire month. Groceries Plus celebrates its 20th anniversary.
Well, he's now wearing the number 45 and a new uniform. Russ Kanzler was called up to the big leagues, and Monday marked his first appearance with the Tampa Bay Rays. It was one he and a lot of others had waited for. Our hometown Sluggers dominating on the diamond, and News 13 was in Baltimore to help cheer on Russ and his new manager, also hailing from Hazleton, Joe Madden.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hi again, everyone. Thanks so much for staying with us tonight. I'm Kristen Bazinski. It was an electric night for Hazleton's Russ Kanzler and his fans. From his old basketball coach to his high school baseball coach, as well as many other Hazletonians, all came out to see Russ play against the Baltimore Orioles, wearing number 45 and now sporting a Tampa Bay Rays uniform. News 13's photojournalist Mike Terleski and, of course, Freddie B headed south Monday and managed to catch up with Russ before before the game started. He told us how excited he was and how honored he was to be called up. Fred will have more on that in sports later. Of course, his fans were very excited as well and happy to see Russ, who walked quite the long road from the many levels of the minors to the standout performance with Durham this year to the long-awaited and much-deserved end of the journey, Major Leagues.
Well, the reason we're down here is to honor Joe Madden, of course, who's a graduate of Hazleton High School, done such a great job at the Rays, and we're very, very thrilled to see the first time for us, Russ Kanzer, who's made it all the way to the Major Leagues, which is a tremendous story, great story in itself.
What would you say to Russ?
I would want to say to Russ, all of us at home are so proud of everything that he's done. He worked so hard to get here. He showed by being the most valuable player in the International League, most valuable player of the All-Star game, that he deserved this promotion. We're so glad that Joe Madden, the Rays organization, were able to see this.
Oh, you know, I mean, it's great. I'm so happy for Russ. I'm so proud of him. And, you know, he's just a great role model for our community, you know, for the Hazleton area community, and really in two ways, not just because he's a great player, but because he's a great young man. And that's the thing, and it shows that hard work pays off, and now he gets a chance to play here in the big leagues, and hopefully, you know, today is the first of many days in a long career for him.
Not only the great athlete, he is the type of person he is. He's one of the nicest kids I've ever coached. Very, you know, a great athlete, but also a hard worker, so I'm not really surprised he's here. He made it his goal, his dream, and he worked for it. It's just a great night to see him out here. Well, I think the Hazleton community is very proud of him, all of us. And, you know, not speaking for them, but, you know, there's a lot of Hazletonians down here tonight. But Russ, I think everybody feels good, you know, about the fact that he's made it to the big leagues. And obviously, you know, Joe being the manager, it's just surreal, actually, having two guys from a small town right here up in the big leagues.
Now, some may say that he isn't worthy, or that it's just because of his connections to the Tampa Bay Rays manager Joe Madden, who also hails from Hazleton. But according to Madden, that is not the case at all. It's about Russ's work ethic, team spirit, and dedication to the game. This newfound position hasn't gone to his head either. Russ was catching up with his fans before the game, chit-chatting about life in general, and of course his proud parents who made the trip to see their son's first day in a Rays uniform. Everyone at News 13 certainly wishes Russ the best. So keep doing what you're doing on the diamond, Russ. You sure are making your friends, family, fans, and everyone here in Greater Hazleton proud. Stay tuned for more with Fred in local sports. We are beginning to learn more about that terrible accident at Fun Fest Saturday afternoon. It happened during the car show on Broad Street near Laurel. Police say it was a 1984 Ford redesigned to look like a beer can, driven by 56-year-old Michael Hoyko of Hazleton and owned by Paul D'Angelo, also of Hazleton. City police are conducting the investigation but have not yet said what actually caused the car to crash into and injure the 13 victims, 12 of whom were sent to local and regional hospitals, including 5 children. Police have released the names of those victims. Those who suffered serious injuries include 3-year-old Enea Benitez of Hazleton, who was flown to a trauma center, 8-year-old Iris Ramirez of Hazleton, 8-year-old Rusbert Martinez, 41-year-old Alice Veslaki of Hazleton, 24-year-old Joanne Hambley of Hazleton, and 52-year-old Rosemary Piskel, also of Hazleton. There's also a long list of victims who were treated for minor injuries. According to our media partner, the Standard speaker, Hoyko declined to talk about the accident but apologized to those injured. He added he's sorry it happened and that the crash was an unfortunate accident. One witness contacted News 13 wanting to share his story about what he saw happen and how he rescued a little girl who was hurt. John Schaefer from Hazleton called it a scary incident and is praying for all the children and the victims who were injured.
He was coming back really fast, and I just happened to move my wife to the right, and I moved to the left. If not, I believe we would have been struck him. And he came back really fast. I saw him spinning his hands on the steering wheel, and then I saw when he came to a dead stop, and the smoke was on the ground. And then all of a sudden, he stopped, and next thing you know, he went forward, right into the crowd of people. So instance, like you said, took place, and I just ran over, and first thing I see is this lady on the ground, long ways, and she was bleeding pretty bad. But then I went to back up a little bit because there was people behind me, and as I did, I saw this little girl's leg sticking out from underneath the table. So I just moved that table, and when I did, the daughter was on top of the mother. So I grabbed the little girl because I know the mother was in shock. She was just standing there. So she did follow me over to the ambulance, and I was holding the little girl. I mean, she was bleeding, from the head.
Now, city police are being assisted in the accident reconstruction part of the investigation by reconstructionists from the state police. Troopers and the Hazleton police ask anyone to call the Hazleton barracks if they have any video or pictures of that crash. A Sugarloaf man might get a life sentence in a state prison after a Luzerne County jury found him guilty last Wednesday of aggravated assault and other crimes following an hour-long standoff with area police back in the summer of '09. 63-year-old James Marticelli was to be sentenced by senior judge Joseph Agello this past Friday, but due to flooding, that court date has been rescheduled to 9:30 this coming Friday. Marticelli was convicted in just over 4 hours of deliberations by the jury on charges of arming himself with handguns, military rifles, and several thousand rounds of ammunition, and firing at dozens of local police during an hour-long standoff. Now, none of the officers were wounded. Marticelli was shot in the hand and torso. He later told police that if their shots had been more accurate, it would have been suicide by cop. He faces up to 51 years in prison under state sentencing guidelines. It's no secret that the Hazleton Area School District is having problems with overcrowding because of increased enrollment. Back at the beginning of September, 3 elementary teachers were hired to staff classrooms at Heights Terrace, Hazleton, and Drums. Now, because of an overwhelming number of students, the district added more classes to these schools. Some parents have been calling News 13 today, upset at the district switching their child's school building because of the lack of classroom space. Their children are supposed to go to Heights Terrace, but now instead they're going to be going to McAdoo. News 13 talked with Acting Superintendent Dr. Francis Antonelli today about the situation. He says an additional section of first grade was added at Heights Terrace, but the school needed an additional kindergarten section as well. Antonelli says there was no room to add another class, so some kids were sent to the McAdoo-Calaire School. He'll talk more in detail with News 13 on Wednesday about that overcrowding situation. Well, last week's devastating flood damaged countless homes and displaced thousands of people. Bloomsburg was one of the hardest hit areas, and today, days after the flood, people are busy putting their lives back together. As you know, the Bloomsburg Fair is supposed to take place in just 11 days. News 13's Nikki Cry spoke with fair officials who tell us the town's biggest event may be canceled for the first time in 157 years.
We had 7 feet of water in our basement, and we had a finished basement, and I run a preschool in my home.
Lisa Dorsch learned her family spent the day airing out their possessions after last week's flood damaged their Bloomsburg home.
It's been emotional and hard watching your friends go through this too, and your neighbors, but really, in the end, I'm grateful that we're okay.
A lot of families in Bloomsburg are facing similar situations. No running water or electricity in almost a week. And for some, no house to live in. A week after the devastating flood, the town is still almost unrecognizable. People tell me they wouldn't get by without help from volunteers.
Those of us employees and volunteers who are not working on their own property would help with the community. So today we're here and do what we can.
In just 11 days, the town's biggest event is set to take place. But with all of this damage all around me, everyone's wondering, is the Bloomsburg Fair going to be able to happen? It hasn't been canceled in 157 years, but the fairgrounds have never looked like this. Computers and other equipment at the fairgrounds are ruined.
We did a lot of improvements this year, and it's all down the drain right now. It's all wasted, lost.
Bill Barrett is the superintendent of traffic and parking at the Bloomsburg Fair. The decision of whether or not to hold the fair will weigh heavily on safety issues.
Health problems. I mean, we got to do lime, we got to do Clorox the buildings. We got a lot of disinfectant to do. And it's hard to get this thing in shape for 1 week because you have a week of vendors setting up. And the grass is so muddy right now. There's 6 inches of mud in the grass.
In order to make the 2011 fair possible, dozens of volunteers would be needed to help clean up. But Barrett tells me that's not number one on the priority list.
Help your families and your friends first. Don't worry about the fair. This is really the first time I've been saying this. I was pushing to help the fair for a while, but I don't think we're going to make it.
But how would the Bloomsburg economy fare without the fair?
You got vendors that count on the fair for a living. You got the town of Bloomsburg that relies on the tax money to help run the town of Bloomsburg.
Barrett says that if the committee votes to cancel the fair, they may possibly hold a smaller carnival once the damage is fixed. The final decision will be made tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
No matter what the fair board decides to do, it's the wrong answer. We're not going to satisfy everybody.
Barrett also told me if the fairgrounds get in shape for 2012, it should be the best year yet. In the community of Bloomsburg, I'm Nikki Kreis for News 13.
All right, Nikki tells me these people are in desperate need to get any help they can, whether it be cleaning supplies or just plain manpower. There are lots of ways you can help the flood victims. Check out the Standard Speaker, your local chapter of the American Red Cross, or social networking sites like Facebook or Twitter. Or you could also turn to St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Mountaintop. They're doing something special to help the flood victims all around. Karen Kowalczyk is right here to my right, and we have Pastor Michelle Kaufman joining us from St. Paul's. Thanks so much for coming on, ladies. And who wants to start off with this initiative that the church started to reach out to these flood victims and do what you can?
Pastor Michelle.
Okay, Michelle, you take it.
No problem. It all started last Thursday morning as news came out that we were going to have problems in the area, and we knew what victims were going to be up against. We immediately put out through Facebook and email requesting any kind of cleaning donations that we could get. We call it buckets of love. Okay, and then I solicited a group that I belong to. I'm actually the president of the chapter for Thrivent Financial for Lutherans. Okay. And we asked for a grant of $1,500 to help support this effort. Mm-hmm. So what we've done is we've been putting out buckets. So far to date, 120 buckets have gone to Mackinac. And today I was down in West Nanticoke. Mm-hmm. We've delivered another 30, and we've got more buckets up at the church ready to go. Every day there are different donations coming in from all kinds of groups, members going out and soliciting donations and buying the supplies that we need.
Wow, so buckets of love, that's what you're calling it. All right, very good. Karen, talk to me a little bit about the effort and the response that you're getting from not only the volunteers and the donors of this stuff, but also the victims themselves.
Well, the victims, I don't know what it's like to go through a flood. And I just put myself in their position and hope that someday, if I would be in that situation, people would respond like these people are responding. It's just overwhelming how the donors have responded, and then as well as the victims. When the group from St. Paul's took the buckets, it was like giving them $1 million, a bucket with cleaning supplies. Who would have thought?
Right. It's a devastating thought, but yet a heartwarming thought that there are people who care about these victims. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did your church also open the doors to any victims, like right when the flooding was happening?
We did.
Okay.
We contacted the American Red Cross, and because we weren't capable of taking more than 150, they weren't sure how to utilize us, but we are self-sufficient. We have a food bank and a medical clinic, so we were prepared, and we had the volunteers. We ended up with a brother, 2 brothers, and a dog, a vet who would not leave his home without his pet. And so they came and stayed with us, and then after the first night, we were able to find them a home. A fellow from the congregation was willing to take these folks in, and they've been returned to their home at this time.
That's awesome. Now, tell me, if somebody watching at home here wants to help fill these buckets of love, what do they need to do so?
They can bring their supplies to St. Paul's Lutheran Church, 316 South Mountain Boulevard, across from Mountain Freeze. Okay. And there'll be somebody to receive them from 9 to 12. Okay. And we're trying to work to get sites in Hazleton area, but we haven't done that as yet. It's a project that's going too fast for us to get all the
the things in line.
Okay, very good. So we'll wait for that. We'll wait for that. You guys let me know when you have it all together. And I know that, you know, they've been personally, Pastor Michelle, where were you today?
I was in West Nanticoke.
West Nanticoke, personally taking these buckets of love and handing them to the victims. So if you'd like to help, make sure you stop by St. Paul's Lutheran Church and do so. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. And,
Thank you very
and
much,
you know, kudos to you guys, kudos to your congregation, and good luck with everyone donating all this stuff.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, coming up live at 5:30 in Family Time, our Nikki Kreis talks about sports at Holy Family Academy. Then we stop by a school in Freeland to check out the start of a big construction project, a new library for MMI.
You're watching News 13 with Janine Mazurkevich, Kristen Bazinski, Christina D'Amato, and Nikki Kreis.
Hey, can you toss me that tape measure?
Here you go.
Woo, still got it.
You got nothing!
Yeah! It's football season, and great deals are waiting for you at Burger Family Dealerships, like a new GMC 1500 regular cab 4x4 starting at $25,995. Plus, we'll pay more for your trade guaranteed, just off I-81 exit 145 Hazleton. Since 1921, drive with experience.
When it comes to all of your grocery needs, shop Boyer's Food Markets at 2 locations, 15th Street in Hazleton and South Hancock Street in McAdoo. Here are this week's specials. Every weekend, look in our hot food area for wings, tenders, and other party favorites. Don't forget about our gift cards and our senior citizens discounts. We also have double coupons every day. You can also go to BoyersFood.com for our weekly circular, monthly super specials, and much more. It's all at Boyer's Food Markets in Hazleton and McAdoo.
If you struggle with obesity, you know how difficult life can be, but there is help. The fully accredited Northeast Bariatric Center offers 3 surgical alternatives for weight loss, including the newest, minimally invasive sleeve procedure.
Improve your health and enjoy quality time with your family and friends. Just visit our website for more information or to check dates and times for our monthly informational session. You have a lot to gain by losing.
Well, there's always lots going on at Holy Family Academy, and we're here once again for this week's Family Time segment. Joining me is principal of the school, Stan Pavlik. Now, we talk each and every week about things that are going on at the school, but athletics are a vital part of any child's upbringing, and Holy Family has some great sports teams.
Right, we have our 7th and 8th grade girls are going to be playing tonight against Tights Terrace. It was our opening game from last Thursday that was unfortunately postponed because of the weather issues. But we look forward to a great season. Our girls in the past have made the playoffs. We've had 2 championships a few years ago, and we're hoping to get back in the playoffs this year.
So you have a lot of kids competing this year?
Yes, we have a lot of girls competing on our 7th and 8th grade teams. We also today have our first cross-country meet, which is co-ed for boys and girls, and we look forward to a good season for those children too.
Sounds good, and once the next couple of months going around, we're going to be getting more into basketball and everything, so getting ready for lots of fun with Holy Family Sports.
Right, our 7th and 8th grade boys basketball team will start up shortly after the girls, and we also have our girls CYO basketball and boys CYO basketball. Our bowling will be starting for boys and girls also, and then we look forward to the spring for softball for girls and baseball for boys.
And you have an athletic meeting coming up Wednesday, you said?
Our first athletic association meeting will be Wednesday at 6:30. We look forward to seeing some of our older faces there, and we also look forward to seeing some new parents of children that haven't been on the sports teams as of yet.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Mr. Pavlik. And as always, News 13 will keep you updated here at Holy Family Academy each and every week, right here on News 13 SSP TV. I'm Nikki Kreis. I will send it back to you.
Nikki, thanks. Now to another school in our area that will soon have a brand new library. Construction began on Friday at the site of the Joseph Turry Library at MMI Prep in Freeland. The library is named after an alumnus from the class of 1945. Turry donated $1.4 million towards the project. Construction crews went to work last week moving utilities and getting everything ready to start laying down the foundation. MMI President Thomas Hood says the library will be very advanced in technology. Students will be able to connect with other great libraries around the world.
I mean, a learning center is just a key component of any great academic institution, and we believe that this new library that one of our alumni, Joseph Turry, class of 45, made possible for us is going to just be a great gathering space for our students and a place for them to continue their education.
Officials say there will be shelves for lots of books, group study tables, and comfy chairs for students to sit down and read. The 3,800 square foot library will be ready by late March or early April here at MMI. On a tasty note tonight, it's a highly anticipated event that has taken place in this area for the past few years, and many will be happy to know that Taste of Greater Hazleton will happen again in about a month. You're looking at video of last year's event where restaurants and caterers gave the community a taste of their signature dishes, the 4th annual Taste of Greater Hazleton. Well, this year you'll be able to sample signature dishes and products from 18 restaurants and businesses throughout the area, and you can learn from our area's most talented chefs by attending cooking demonstrations by Chef Drew Wondition, Chef Ed Coolish, and Chef Lou. Today, all the sponsors and media partners for the event, including News 13, SSP TV, and the Standard Speaker, gathered at the chamber to get the word out to the public that they need to get their tickets fast because they always sell out. Taste of Greater Hazleton set for Sunday, October 16th, noon to 3. The event will be at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center. Tickets are just $15 and are available at the chamber, the Standard Speaker, and right here at News 13. All right, stay tuned. There's much more to come on your community news station. We'll tell you how you can win $100 by watching football and reading the Standard Speaker. But first, Freddie B has more with Hazleton's hometown hero, Russ Kanzler. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sciatica is defined as pain that radiates from the lower back and is caused by the irritation of the sciatic nerves. Sciatica can cause tremendous pain and normal daily activities become almost impossible. Chiropractic care works on correcting or removing the pressure placed on the sciatic nerve and reducing pain. To see if chiropractic care may be able to help you, give Dr. Joe Bafeel at the Feel Family Chiropractic a call today, 570-788-3737.
SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
Well, we've known about it since the weekend. Russ Kanzler being called up to the major leagues for a September call-up, but when you actually go there and see it in person, it's just unbelievable. A very surreal experience last night down at Camden Yards. For as many times as I've been fortunate enough to walk out onto the field there to see Russ Kanzler, former Hazleton area athlete, and see him in a Major League Baseball uniform working out with the big boys and realize that this is a dream come true. Just unbelievable. And as you saw, we showed you in the news portion, a lot of Hazleton representatives there, well-wishers, and that was just great. But, of course, the man of the hour, Russ Kanzler. So we had to check in with him and get his pulse on this, as how he's handling all of it.
We unfortunately got swept in playoffs and rode our bus back from Columbus, Ohio to Durham, and I kind of thought my season was over. Got off the bus, was saying goodbye to everybody, and I was saying goodbye to my manager and telling him thank you for everything for the season. And he said, yeah, good luck to you, and best of luck in the big leagues too. And I kind of was walking away and did a double take, and I said, good luck where? He said, good luck in the big leagues. So that was definitely caught me by surprise a little bit. But last 48 hours have just been totally surreal for me. I mean, this is something that I've wanted since I was 3 years old, and now it's just a dream come true.
And least we forget, talk about Hazleton roots. The skipper, Joe Madden. Of course, very unique link here for a small town like Hazleton. You now have a manager, and one of the guys on the roster come from the same area. And Madden, well, he was very philosophical about the whole thing.
he's a very good baseball player. He earned the right to be here. It has nothing to do with being from Hazleton. A lot of my guys give me a hard time about that. He had a great spring training. I got to know him for the very first time, and he's a wonderful young man. He's got a great way about him. He's very bright. People are attracted to him. Then he goes out and has a spectacular year for Durham this year, and he's earned the right to be here.
You know, it almost didn't matter that Kanzler never got into the game last night, but he will get some playing time before it's all said and done. You can bet on that. But really, an interesting night down at Camden Yards, and a historic one from a Hazleton perspective, seeing Joe Madden, that very successful manager of the Rays, and now Russ Kanzler in that dugout and eligible to play. Just absolutely amazing last night, and it was a joy being there. Really was. Anyhow, let's take a look at some of the results from local sports throughout the area, because that was going on, and really strange that you have a lot of Monday night high school football games, but we did last night. None of them involving the Hazleton area Cougars, but certainly some of interest. And the one that certainly caught everybody's attention this morning, check it out. Valley West built up a 45-0 halftime lead. That's even more amazing than the final. 51-0 Valley West over the Comets of Abington Heights. Almost hard to believe. Meanwhile, the Berwick Bulldogs, wasn't the prettiest of wins, but they get a win over North Pocono. The Pittston area Patriots. Remember last year, Pittston didn't win a game. They knocked off Scranton 21-14. They're on the Cougars schedule in, I guess 2 weeks. Meanwhile, let's go to some of the other sports. Let's talk field hockey. The Coughlin Lady Crusaders came into Harmony Ice Stadium, and they weren't gracious guests. Final in that one, 8-2 field hockey. Coughlin gets the win. In tennis, it was a backyard rivalry, MMI Hazleton area, and it went down to the wire. After some very grueling singles matches, the doubles would be the determining factor, and it would be the Lady Cougars who came out on top. In the best of 5, Hazleton area 3-2 winners. Same score, best of 5, but this time Valley West gets the win. That's girls volleyball. Valley West 3-2 winners over the Lady Cougars last night down at the McGeehan Gymnasium. And tonight means Tuesday is the most popular wing night in town at Bottlenecks. All you can eat of their award-winning jumbo wings. They're just $9.95. You can't beat it. Go up and check it out at Bottlenecks. Sponsors of sports each and every night right here on SSP TV.
Everyone knows that Bottlenecks is the home of award-winning wings and mouth-watering steaks, but now a new tasty reason to stop by. Brand new fire-grilled ribs. A half rack of meaty, fall-off-the-bone St. Louis-style spare ribs, fire-grilled to perfection. And the best night to give them a try is Thursday for Rack 'em Up Rib Night, featuring the delicious ribs served with bottomless fries for only $9.95. Bottlenecks is open 7 days a week. The kitchen is open till midnight every day. There's always a reason to stop by Bottlenecks.
News 13 is once again teamed up with the Standard Speaker for Football Mania. It's your chance to walk away with $100 each week, along with some other great prizes. Fill out the entry form you see each Monday in the Speaker. Pick the teams you think will walk away with wins. Drop your entry form off at any of the participating sponsors: Lehigh Tire, Valley Pharmacy, Hollywood Diner, SSP TV News 13, or of course the Standard Speaker. If you picked all the winners 100% correctly, you walk away with $100 cash. Winners will be announced on Tuesdays live at 5:30 on News 13. You're allowed only one entry per week, and for week number 1, there was no overall winner. However, the winner of a $25 gift card to Hollywood Diner is Ron Demis of Hazel Township. Congratulations to you. And finally, tonight we need to head outdoors one more time to check out the forecast, not just for the next 24 hours, but also for the next 4 days ahead here in Greater Hazleton. We are in the 60s by Thursday, but for tonight, we're below 60, 57, mostly clear skies taking you through till the morning. And you see Wednesday, sunny skies, 74. Thursday, some clouds roll in, chance of showers, 62. 60s are high on Friday with partly sunny skies down into the 30s Friday. And Saturday, we see partly sunny skies, 62 degrees with a low down to 43. Your forecast live at 5:30, brought to you by the Lazy Dog Salon on North Broad Street in West Hazleton, right behind Basala's. 459-0310 is the number to call to make your furry friend an appointment today. And tonight we say hello to Angel, a beautiful Sheltie, one of my favorite breeds. Angel gets his or her hair done at the Lazy Dog, and your pup can too. Don't forget, 459-0310. All right, that does it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. If you want to catch this newscast again, tune in for a rebroadcast throughout tonight. And there's also one tomorrow morning. And don't forget, we're always on at ssptv.com. On behalf of all of us here at News 13, be safe and have yourself a wonderful evening.